Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and enjoying this warm weather we've been having so far this week. It's been absolutely glorious. But it's coming up to bank holiday weekend, guys, so be careful with yourselves. It's 24.5 degrees Celsius in this room. I'm sweating like David Sullivan trying to explain our financial position. I really genuinely am. But this is the preview of West Ham's 18th and penultimate home game of the 24-25 Premier League season and our last London derby of the season 2, where we welcome, in inverted commas, for those just listening, Tottenham Hotspur to the London Stadium for the first of 4 Sunday games this month. Guys, it's absolutely unreal. I mean, not, as the old saying goes, not in a month of Sundays. Well, we've got a month of Sundays now. It's ridiculous. It really is crazy. But it's a 2 o'clock kickoff this Sunday afternoon. And because both teams are having such shit seasons, the game's not on any UK TV channel. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear. And as you can see from the icon that's up here, there's also some retro Spurs gear, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts in the respective club colours for each club. So go check those out as well. And any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the very noble charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting close to, if not over 90 separate food banks by the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to your respective club shop if there's any Spurs fans watching other than Brain, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. But if you want to make a donation directly to the charity but you don't want to make an affiliate link purchase, that's perfectly fine as well. There is their Just Give and Fund link in the description below, so go check that out as well. £1, £2, £5, whatever you can afford, guys. Believe me, every penny helps. So as always, there's going to be timestamps in the description below, so please, by all means, please feel free to jump around to any relevant section that you want to listen to and put your comments in the comment section at any point. I'd rather you stay around for as long as possible because we've got quite a few things to talk about this week. But please do like, share and subscribe as well. Okay, so let's start off the rest of the video by talking about the officials. The referee for this game, unfortunately, is Michael Oliver. His assistants are Stuart Burt and James Mannering. The fourth official is Ruben Ricardo. Haven't heard that name for a while. On VAR, we've got Darren England, unfortunately, and his assistant is Peter Wright. So I'm hoping he's going to be right rather than wrong, because the majority of the VAR decisions this season across the board, not just for West Ham perspective. I mean, from a West Ham perspective, we've actually got away with quite a few decisions over the last few months. But in general, yeah, no, not for me anymore, I'm afraid. But anyway, our last 6 games against Spurs at home is a pretty even kill, really. We've won twice, drawn twice, lost twice, scoring 7 and conceding 7. Now, Graham Potter's home record against Spurs is relatively decent as well. For that matter, he's won twice, lost once, scoring 4 and conceding just 2 with Brighton, if I remember correctly. Now, as we remember, earlier on in the season, we lost 4-1 at Shite Hart Lane back in the middle of October. But from when we did the watch-along, I thought it was quite a good performance and quite a good game overall, to be honest with you. As you guys remember, Mo Kudus opening the scoring at 18 minutes on the clock, and unfortunately by half time it was 1-1, and the typical pre-Potter capitulation in the second half, including that Areola own goal. I do think that's a harsh decision. I know the reasons why, but yeah, I do think that's harsh. I mean, it's not the first goal that's going off good old Alphonse, to be honest with you. It really isn't. But that's not the point. But what is the point is that Spurs are 1 point above us at the time of this recording, at 16th after 34 games, winning 11, drawing 4, losing 19, scoring 62 goals and conceding 56. Sorry, plus goal difference of 6. The only team with a plus goal difference outside the top 11. That's mad. That is absolute bloody mad. Now, Footy Stats away record shows Spurs 17th in the away table. We're 16th, by the way, because we're slightly better away from home than we are at home. With Spurs are 17th in the away stats with 5 wins, 1 draw and 11 losses, scoring 28 and conceding 27, so a plus 1 goal difference, have an average points per game on the road of 0.94, and of their last 5 they've won 1 and lost 4. So Yeah, we know as a West Ham perspective and as a Spurs fans perspective as well, for that matter, both clubs are shit this season. Absolutely fucking terrible. If there are any Spurs fans that aren't brain watching this video, by all means, please do put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on why you think Spurs have absolutely imploded from that point of view. You know, both teams expecting to finish higher up in the table. Both teams needing to sell players before they can buy because both teams over budgeted for the transfer window this season, or this coming season, I should say, by the looks of things, how both teams are being reported in terms of their financial issues. But in terms of players, in terms of Spurs' playing abilities, they are weak at defending against long shots, counter-attacks, aerial duels, avoiding individual errors and fouls in dangerous areas, just like West Ham, and are very weak at stopping opponents from creating chances, protecting the lead and defending against skillful players, just like West Ham. Now, on the road, their highest goal scorer is Maddison with 5 goals and 3 assists, and Johnson as well, for that matter, with 5 goals and 1 assist, with Kulusevski right behind them on 4 goals and 1 assist, and their highest assister on the road is, to a degree, no surprise in any shape or form, which is basically Son with 6 assists and 2 goals. You know, it's not bad from that point of view. You know, as I say, despite how shit both teams are playing, both teams, and I'm going to get a lot of grief for this, but there are some decent players in Spurs, and there are some decent players in West Ham. It'd be interesting at some point to try and get a Spurs fan on the channel, and we'd do a combined starting 11. That would be entertaining, I think. That really, really would be. But Ben Davies is their highest aerial duel winner on the road, with 3.36 aerial duels on average, 1 per game. But looking at injuries, Son is out with an ankle injury, but is still being assessed. So therefore, yep, you know he's going to be in the squad. And Radu is out long-term until early December with a knee injury. Now, turning to West Ham, we finally have some news on Somerville. I can never pronounce it. We all affectionately called him Jimmy at the start of the season. Is it Sorencio Somerville? I can never pronounce his name right. Not many people can, to be honest with you. He has finally had surgery, but the recovery time for hamstring injuries is normally, depending on the severity of the strain in the first place, how successful the surgery was, what the rehab like is, etc., is normally about 3 to 6 months. From talking to my housemate, who is a medical analyst for the under-21s at Leyton Orient, he tells me that he should be up and back to fitness training in about 4 months' time from surgery. So yeah, that jumps in and around roughly August, September, is around about the time the club is estimating he's going to be back. So hopefully, start of next season, we'll be able to watch him play more than a handful of games this season. But you never know, depends on what his recovery rate is like. As we know, Evan Ferguson wasn't able to play the Brighton game because he's on loan from them, but so therefore he's back in contention for this game. Alvarez was ruled himself out of the Brighton game due to a back injury, which allegedly nobody seems to know if there was actually or not, so we'll have to wait and see. But there's a good chance he's 50-50 at this point to return for this fixture, which brings us round quite nicely to the starting 11. I haven't mentioned the David Sullivan stuff in terms of the finances, because guys, I've done videos on the accounts every single season for the last 6 seasons now. It is true, I've been saying it, we're not as skint as he's making it out, and I do think that he is keeping his cards very close to his chest by overplaying how the financial situation is. But I've been saying for a while that we are, in the ways that the records are showing, we are fucked financially, and have been for a good few seasons. Obviously with the likes of Danny Ings going, because you know we'll be saving 125 grand a week. I did a live video with you guys a few weeks ago in terms of players leaving, etc., so I won't go into that information again. But yeah, every penny helps at the moment. And as I say, if we finish 17th, we're only getting about, what is it, 1, 2, 3, we're only getting about £12 million from the Premier League in terms of the table position. Obviously that's excluding TV deals, sponsorships, merch, etc., but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in January, February of this coming year in 2026, to see the finances of this season. Be interesting to see what happens. Regardless of what other people are saying, the accounts may be started at the end of the season, but they don't actually get published until around about December, January. December if we're doing well, January if we're not. As I say, guys, I've been doing those for a long, long time. So if you haven't listened to it, click the card that's up here, which is for last season's accounts, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because we did actually make a bit of a profit last season, which is good. But yeah, it's not looking good regardless. But anyway, back to the subject. This brings us around quite nicely to the starting 11. Now it's very, very difficult. Obviously, I've never ever tried to predict what Potter is going to do. I want you guys to put your starting 11s in, thinking who you would pick if you were in charge of West Ham, and this is the starting 11 that I would pick if I was in charge. Areola in goal, with a back four of Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman and Scholes. Orford in the defensive midfield positions, with Souček in front of him supporting Bowen, Ward-Prowse and Guilherme, with Füllkrug up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. It's great for you to stay around for me for this long. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you on board. Over the last 4 weeks, those that are not subscribed to the channel have jumped up recently to 52.1% of you guys that have been watching these videos. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to know more and you haven't already done so, please do like, share and subscribe. If you subscribe, please do hit the notification bell. Make sure your settings are set to all, including if you're watching by your phone as well, for that matter. Make sure your app settings are changed to all as well, for that matter. At the end of the day, guys, it doesn't cost you anything other than a couple of clicks, you know, so please do subscribe. So you will be seeing me at some point on Sunday, depending on how badly the game goes, for the full-time thoughts. But in the meantime, guys, have a fantastic weekend and a great end to your week as well, for that matter, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.